and welcome to this video. If you are someone who loves working out 5-6 days a week and has no issues with staying motivated, who are you and what planet are you from? But also, if that is you, you probably don't really need this video. But if you are like a lot of people who struggle with workout motivation and sometimes have a love-hate relationship with exercise, then keep watching. I'm sharing 10 tips to help you stay consistent and motivated to work out. Tip number 1 is to commit to a structured workout program. I think these are great for creating challenges and goals for yourself and a period of time that you are planning to stick to an exercise routine. Plans provide structure, accountability, and an end in sight. You know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. When you have fitness goals, strength goals, or any other type of exercise goals that you are trying to accomplish, it's going to take consistency over time, and a structured exercise program sets you up for that. I did Bikini Body Guide for 24 weeks, super challenging, super hardcore, and then after that, I went on to a different exercise program. I did Bar Blend for 8 weeks, and then after I finished that, I kind of put together my own plan. But the combination of all of those plans kept me going for about 10 months. And I did different things in between, which I'll get into later. Every time I decided on a plan to do, it kept me accountable and it kept me motivated to keep going. So far, I haven't ever started a program that I didn't finish, and I would really like to keep it that way. Now, obviously, this isn't going to work for everyone. You know, some people will quit the plan, or sometimes life happens and you just can't finish for whatever reasons. But in general, this is a great way to stay on track. You set your goals and your intentions for what you're going to do and how long you're going to do it, and you stick to it. Okay, tip number 2 is to give yourself a break. If you do commit yourself to a structured program, at some point you are going to need a break, especially if it was a really rigorous and challenging program. Mentally, you're going to need a break. Your body needs a break. So just allow yourself to be and exist without having to do anything that has to do with exercise if you don't want to. The trick is just not letting it go on for too long, because you don't want to completely fall off the wagon and lose any strength and progress that you just accomplished. You also don't want to lose motivation altogether to ever get started again. You just want to give yourself and your body time to heal and regroup and just get that mental and physical break from exercise. I did BBG for 6 months, and there may be people out there who are able to just do that program and those workouts forever, but I am not that person. After I finished that program, I really needed a break. I was burnt out. My knees were hurting. My body was hurting. I was mentally and physically exhausted. I took about 2-3 weeks where I didn't force myself to do anything that was exercise related. I did still walk because getting steps in is important to me. I don't want to be completely sedentary, but the walks were very casual walks. I didn't have a set amount of speed that I needed to walk or a set number of days that I needed to do it. It was really good for me. After that was over, I was ready to come back. Okay, so tip number 3 is to take it easy. Say you did a structured exercise program and you're working out 5 days a week, and you want to get back into working out, you enjoyed your break, but you just really can't see going back to it 5 days a week again. Take it easy. Maybe just do 3 days a week to ease yourself back into it. You're still keeping that habit. You're still staying active, but you're not throwing yourself back into a rigorous schedule. It can be rigorous, but it doesn't have to be. Just commit yourself to 3 days a week of showing up and keeping that habit. Do whatever your body wants to do, whatever you need to do to not drop down to 0 days per week. After Bikini Body Guide, I did the slightly less challenging Healthy Body Guide. I didn't do the whole thing. I just picked and chose whatever workouts I felt like doing that day, and I did it 3 times a week. That was what I needed to have just a little bit less challenging workouts and just the flexibility to do whatever I felt like doing when I felt like doing it. Tip number 4 is to redefine what it means to work out. I think so often we have a specific idea in mind of what it means to work out. We have to work certain muscle groups. It has to be a certain length of time. We have to hit a certain max heart rate. we have to have a certain sweat factor. You may think it has to be a treadmill or an elliptical, or you have to lift weights, but you really don't. If you redefine what it means to work out, I think that helps to incorporate different types of movement into your exercise routine. It can also help you maintain the joy for working out and keep it fresh, and I think that helps you stay consistent and motivated. Right before I did the Bikini Body Guide, I decided that I wanted to learn to dance. I love dancing. I'm not the greatest at it, but I've always wanted to learn choreography, so I got on YouTube. I found a dance that I was going to learn, and for that period of time, my exercise was learning this dance. It turns out it was a really great exercise. It was a good cardio workout, it was a good challenge, and I had a lot of fun with it. There was a time in my life when for me, it was all about cardio. I had to go to the gym and I had to burn $500, 500 calories on the elliptical, and that usually would take me an hour. And if I didn't do that, it didn't feel like a workout. If I didn't burn a minimum amount of calories and sweat super hard and feel totally exhausted after my workout, it didn't feel like I was doing enough. If you're already in a space where you have given yourself some grace in terms of what working out is, that's great. But if you haven't, just consider that things like jump roping is a workout, and you can blast your music while you jump rope. Dancing like nobody's watching is a workout. Blast your favorite playlist and just dance. And that's a great cardiovascular workout. It's so much fun and it's so freeing. I don't have a hula hoop, but if I had one, or maybe I'll get one, I would incorporate that also. It's all good cardio and it's fun. Hiking and biking is a workout. You can even incorporate stretching and different low impact exercise moves into your workout. You can mix it in with jumping rope and that will elevate your heart rate. There are so many ways to move your body. Don't limit yourself. Some people don't even consider walking to be an exercise, but I really think you should. Walking is a great low impact exercise, and actually a lot of times you can burn even more calories walking because you can do it for a longer period of time than you might be able to do any other type of exercise. If you're a runner, that's great. I personally can't run because my knees can't handle it, but walking is something that I can do. It also is a cardiovascular workout. I can elevate my heart rate just by walking really quickly. You can even do kind of a run walk. I used to do that. I haven't done it in a while, but maybe you can't run for a long period of time, but running for short periods in between the walking can help to elevate your heart rate. So I just say all movement is good movement, and as long as you show up and you commit to moving your body, then it counts. Tip number 5 is to shift gears. If you've been going to the gym every day and lifting weights and you're burnt out on it, maybe it's time to do something different. You can take a group exercise class or take your workouts outdoors or find something to do at home. Sometimes you need to shift gears and do entirely different programming in order to reignite that motivation to continue working out. So for me, I did BBG for 6 months. Then I took a break, 2-3 week break where I didn't have to do anything at all. Then I eased myself back into working out by taking it easy and just working out 3 days a week instead of 5. And I redefined working out by doing whatever movement felt good to my body at the time. And then by this time it was January and I wanted to get back into a more rigorous structure of working out 5 days a week, but I definitely could not see myself going back to Bikini Body Guide. So I did something completely different. I shifted over to Bar Blend. This was gonna be 5 workouts per week, just straight workouts, no walking in between as a break. So yes, it was challenging, but it was something different and something new, and sometimes that's what you need. BBG was all about strength and circuit training, and Bar Blend was different. It was a great full body workout. There was a different emphasis each day. I enjoyed it so much. I got to move like a dancer, feel like a dancer, and get my workout in at the same time. Tip number 6 is to mix it up. When you find yourself dreading your workouts every day, you know that you need to do something different because otherwise you are going to burn out and you're going to want to quit. Sometimes that means having something completely different to look forward to every single day. You could work out 5 days a week, but you could do a circuit on one day, you could dance on another day, you could do a bar workout on another day, you could walk on a different day, you could go to a exercise class on a different day. Having that variety will help to keep things interesting, and I think that will help a lot with your motivation. I wanted the structure of a program. I still wanted to work out 5 days a week. I still had some weight loss goals I was working on, but I really couldn't see myself doing the same thing every day. I loved Bar Blend, but I was totally burnt out on it. I could not do that every day. I could not go back to BBG. So I made up my own program. It was 2 days of size, which is a Beachbody dance cardio workout program. 1 day of Bar Blend. I was like, okay, I can do 1 day a week of bar. And then the other 2 days were walking. Or if I felt more motivated, it would be 2 days of bar, 2 sides, and 1 day of walking. So I figured it would keep me going for at least 6 weeks, but some of the dances were harder than others. So in all, this combination kept me going for another 8 weeks, working out 5 days a week. The variety was such that I enjoyed it. I mixed it up enough that I felt like I could show up every day and stay motivated and still enjoy what I was doing. Okay, so tip number 7 is to do exercise that you enjoy. And again, it's not always going to be about calorie burn or hitting your max heart rate or pushing yourself super hard to the limits every single time you work out. Sometimes you really just have to prioritize doing something that you enjoy and something that just makes your body feel good. Now, it might be one and the same. Maybe you enjoy pushing yourself every single time, but again, going back to the taking it easy phase, you're not going to be able to do that forever. At least most people can't. And to avoid that burnout, you've got to give yourself this grace to do exercises that are going to bring you joy. There are so many options available to us for working out these days that there's bound to be something that you find true joy in. I have access to Beachbody on demand, but there's tons of free workouts on YouTube. After I finished Bar Blend, I was just really into ballet mode. That's what I was enjoying at the time, and I wanted more options for it. So I went on YouTube. There's plenty of free workouts there. I was able to find a bunch of ballet bar workouts that I could do for free. I even went back to some of my old DVDs that I had. A lot of people don't have a DVD player anymore, but I still do. There are tons of free workouts on YouTube of all types, circuits, Pilates, yoga, you name it. You can probably find it on YouTube. Where I'm at right now is that space. Mostly doing things that I enjoy and not pushing myself 5 days a week because that's just not sustainable for me. So that's been yoga, Pilates, and I gave myself enough of a break from Bar Blend that I love it and I throw that in there because I find it to be the most challenging. I also do the body workouts on Beachbody. They have yoga, bar, and also Pilates. Things like yoga and Pilates are so good for your body, and you're not always going to sweat a lot, you're not always going to burn a lot of calories, but it is still a really great workout and I enjoy it. So you don't even often realize that you're doing a lot, but then I'll be sore the next day. All movement is good movement. Do things that you enjoy. Do things that make your body feel good. So tip number 8 is just to remember that exercise is a privilege. There's so many people in the world who do not have the option to exercise. They physically cannot. And so just keep in mind that exercise is a privilege. It's something that we get to do. It's not a punishment, and that we're really lucky if we're healthy enough and that we have the ability to do it. I think so often we take it for granted. If your body is healthy enough to move and exercise, you really need to take advantage of it. I had a shoulder injury that prevented me from doing any arm workouts for a good 2 years. I have knee problems that sometimes are so bad that I'm very limited in working out. And during those times, all I want is to work out unrestricted and to do what I want to do. And on those days when you're feeling super lazy and you don't want to work out, think about all the times that maybe you've had an injury and you couldn't, or think about all the people in the world who just really don't even have the option, and just remember how lucky you are. Tip number 9 is to remember the real why of exercise. Remember, this is about health and longevity. It's not just about aesthetics. What we do now is probably going to have an impact on how we age and how our health is in the future. So take advantage of being younger right now and having the chance to build these great habits of exercise that will carry over into the future. We don't know what's going to happen in the future to us, but exercise is something that we can control, and it's something that we can do. Yes, exercise is about aesthetics. Sometimes we work out because we want to look a certain way. Yes, we want to fit into our jeans and feel good in our clothes. But the real reason behind exercise and fitness is about your health. It's about your bones, your heart, your cardiovascular health. You want to be fit and healthy and agile as you age. And incorporating exercise into your life now and maintaining it as you age is the way to do that. I am super guilty, I'll be the first one to admit it, of getting hung up on the scale and getting caught up in those numbers and getting caught up in my physical appearance. Sometimes it can get frustrating if you're not meeting your goals or if you feel like you're working out super hard and you're still not satisfied with the way you look. So when you feel that way and it kind of makes you want to quit exercise, think about the other whys. Think about the strength that you're building and the bigger picture of health. That is always a good reason to work out. That's always a reason to keep going and to not give up on it. Tip number 10, because I didn't want to leave off with 9 tips and have it be an odd number, is eliminate black and white thinking when it comes to working out. And this is kind of a variation on, maybe things that I've mentioned before, but just realize that you don't have to wait until the new year. You don't have to wait until Monday to start your workout. If you miss a few days that you planned on doing, or you go on vacation and you fall off the wagon for a week, if you have poor eating habits that make you feel like, oh, it's, I blew it, it's over, you don't need to stop working out for any of those reasons. Don't use any of that as an excuse. You can just pick up where you left off. You really can. You don't have to necessarily start all over. You don't have to quit the program. Just jump right back in there. I used to have a all or nothing attitude about working out. I was either working out 5-6 days a week, doing certain things that I felt were going to be beneficial to whatever goals I had, or I was doing nothing. It's like I had to go all in, or it just didn't feel like it mattered or that it was worth it. And that's really not true. There's no reason for you to have to work out 5-6 days a week all the time. It's just not sustainable in the long term for a lot of people. We have lives, we have things to do. It's better to do 2 to 3 days a week than 0. At least you're keeping the habit, you're showing up. There is an in-between. And if that's the space that you need to be in, then so be it. I do realize that a lot of these tips are kind of similar and they do sort of bleed into each other and overlap, but depending on how it's said, it could have a greater impact and resonate with different people in different ways. It's really just how you look at it. I've found that anytime I'm struggling with exercise, there's something on this list that can help me refocus and reignite my motivation to work out. There have been times in my life where I have totally fallen off the wagon and have not exercised for extended periods of time. And I hope that doesn't happen again. I really want to continue working out consistently because it's really important for my health. All right, that's it for this video. I hope that it was helpful. Hope you find something useful in here. Thanks for watching.